This is the story of Jacob, a boy who grew up in a small town in the American Midwest. Jacob spent his summers at his Uncle Bob's small farm, helping work the tiny field and tend to the chickens. Bob's wife had passed away shortly after they were married and before they ever had a chance to have any children of their own. Jacob learned a lot from his Uncle Bob, not just about farming and chickens, but about hard work and being a good neighbor. After graduating high school, Jake, as his uncle always called him, joined the Navy to travel and see the world. Just recently, Jacob learned Uncle Bob had passed away, and in his will, he left the farm to Jake. He hadn't seen the farm in several years while overseas, so Jake decided to take some leave and visit the old place. The tiny farm is located just a few miles outside of town. The farm is down a dusty little country road and sits alongside a creek known to the locals as Flat Brook. Jake's Uncle Bob had taken inspiration from that little creek in a quirky sort of a way when he finally gave a name to his farm. So welcome to Flat Brook Farm. So Jake flew into town, stopped by to see his mom and dad, hopped on his bike and headed out to see the old farm. Down along that dusty little country road, rolling across Flat Brook, and here we are at the farm. See how close we can get here. Kind of grown up a little bit. Let's find a place to park right here. That's good enough. Well, got a lot of shrubs and bushes growing up around here. The house itself doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape. This needs the yard cleaned up some. I wonder if the well still works. Yeah, lots of shrubs to be cut down, grass to be mowed, get things fixed up. Looks like his truck is still here in the shed. The old 55 Chevy truck. Looks like it's seen better days, but Jake learned to drive a stick in that truck. There's his old Ford tractor. Had a lot of work done on that whole thing. A little bit of junk piled up in here. Looks like a cultivator back in the corner there. And that's about it. Must have sold off the rest of his equipment as he kind of winded down. Used to be a chicken coop out back. Yeah, it's back there somewhere amongst all of that brush. Yeah, it's kind of grown up. But like the house, it still looks like it's in pretty good shape. Can't say the same for this field, though. There's weeds, rocks. Looks like oat that's kind of withered away to nothing. Hard to tell how old that is, but the field needs a good bit of work. We'll have to plow all of that under. Oh, there's Uncle Bob's first tractor. Jake used to get rides on that when he was just a little boy. Well, first things first. Need to head back into town and stop off at the lawyer's office. Probably needs to sign a bunch of paperwork, get the keys to the house, and then figure out what he's going to do. Well, let's head on back into town. This is the Nicholson farm here. I know Mr. Nicholson died some years back, and I guess Ms. Nicholson is still working the farm or having somebody work it. They got some crops growing, but they used to raise pigs, and everything looks like it's closed up now. There's still some equipment around. She was a really good neighbor. Well, the lawyer's office is right here on this side of town, just across the railroad tracks here. We'll stop in there, sign some paperwork, get the keys, and then Jake will have to figure out what to do. Well, all the paperwork's done. Jake's got the keys. But he also got a little surprise. His Uncle Bob had left him a $50,000 life insurance policy, as well as everything to do with the farm. Equipment, all the property, the house, the whole 9 yards. So Jake's going to head on home, talk to his mom and dad, see what they think about everything, and decide what he's going to do with the farm. A lot of decisions to make. Well, as Jake heads on home, we'll go ahead and leave our story right here. Be sure and let me know in the comments what you think Jake ought to do. Well, that's it for this episode. Please stay tuned for the rest of the story. That about wraps this video up today. If you receive value from this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell to be notified when the next video posts. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.